working on the cover of the paper bag album, and then I'm going to get started on the first page. And what I'm doing here is making a mat for some rub-ons. And these are Bohemia rub-ons, just like the paper. And I'm just going to be putting them down. And these are kind of old, but they still went on just fine. And like I said in the first video, everything pretty much for this project is from the My Mind's Eye Bohemia collection, because I found a page kit full of Bohemia stuff that I hadn't looked at in forever, and all of a sudden just really wanted to use it. Just there, you saw me rub something over the rub-on. The backer sheet for the rub-ons, the thing that is behind the packaging, I always rub that over them to take off any remaining sticky. So now that I've matted my title, I'm actually going to measure and punch some holes. I'm going to add brads. And then I decided, after I put the brads on, that it still looked a little too plain. So I got a rub-on, a flourish rub-on, and I had to remove one of my brads to get it down. So I've replaced the brad, and now I'm adding pop dots to the mat so I can add it to the cover. And there's the cover. Okay, I'm going to get started on the first page of the album, and what I'm doing is I am adding some blue and brown paper from the My Mind's Eye Bohemia collection to a piece of white cardstock, which I'm then matting on a piece of brown cardstock. And then I'm going to put this entire thing on to the left side of the paper bag album, and this will become page 1. I'm careful not to cover the score line where the two pages are connected so that the pages will still bend. And now I am using the other paper bag as a template to cut out the notch in the top of my page, and sketching a line around it and removing just the pattern paper with a craft knife so that the white shows through. See there? I cut the pattern paper down. And now I thought maybe I'll try a different way to see if it's easier. So I'm going to mark 2.5 inches down the center of this, and then 1.25 inches, which is how deep my half circles are. And then I'm going to punch the hole before I start. And as I create this album, I will probably try a different way to get that cutout hole on every single page that I do. So none of them really so far have seemed to work better than others. This is just one way that I tried. Wasn't that great. But I'm going to punch the cutout out of the brown, checking to make sure that it works. Now I'm going to put the white mat down. And I cut it too small at first, so I had to cut another smaller piece. And so now I'm going to have to actually stick them together on the brown, which is what I'm doing here. Then I'm going to flip it over and use a craft knife to cut out the white. And then add the blue. And then once the blue is glued down, I again will flip it over and use my craft knife to cut out this half circle, and then I'll flip it over again and sketch a little bit of a border. Carefully with my craft knife, cut just through the blue and then use it to pull up just the blue so that the white is exposed around the notch. There we go. And now I'm going to attach it to the right side of the page. Again, be very careful as you attach these pages not to put them too close together because you still want the book to turn. Now I'm going to make the tags to go inside the paper bags. And so I've cut my tag shape, and now I'm just cutting out the corners using the diagonal line on my quilting mat. Now I'm marking the center so I know where to punch my hole. And then I'm going to use this tag as a template for the other tag. So I'm just going to lay this down, trace everything out, and cut it out. Making sure to erase any pencil lines. Now I'm going to decorate the tag, and the first thing I'm going to do is ink the edges in chestnut roan. And then I'm going to add a white mat to the tag, inking both sides because I'm going to decorate both sides of these tags. So there will be plenty of places for extra pictures, extra journaling, whatever you want. Alright, so I'm going to put this down on the tag. And then I'm going to flip the tag over and I'm going to add scenic route grid paper to the backs of the tags so there's a place for journaling. So I'm just doing that now. And now I'm adding some pattern paper to the two tags. I didn't like the white, it was just too white, so I'm adding pattern paper. And I'm selecting two Prima flowers to use as pull tabs for the tags. And now I'm using a Hero Arts background stamp, inked in chestnut roan, to ink a paisley pattern onto the flowers, which I'm attaching with brads. And I'm covering the backs of the brads with those paper circles there that I punched from the same pattern paper that is on the front of the tag. So there it is. There's my tags. And now page 2.